Hey everyone, I'm David and I'm a triathlete. I nearly walked away from the sport after a series of injuries, but I'm coming back stronger with the help of AI. I've raced multiple Ironman 70.3 events, and this time I'm rebuilding myself smarter using AI tools like ChatGPT to help build my training calendar, my nutrition, avoiding injuries, and staying consistent. If you're new to the channel, my first video is all about how I'm returning to racing after being completely sidelined for 18 months. And if you're curious about how AI is changing the landscape of endurance sports, go ahead and hit subscribe and follow along. This video, I'm going to go over how I'm using ChatGPT to help build my training calendar as I ramp up to race in 70.3 Calgary. So let's go ahead and get into it. So back when I started triathlon about 8 years ago, back when I was in Ohio, I had a fantastic endurance coach when I first started out. He specialized in long distance running and swimming, which really worked out for me because I didn't even know how to swim at the time. I mean, I could doggy paddle and basically not drown, but to actually swim the length of the pool, I had no idea how to do it. And he also had done a few Ironmans himself, so he knew the triathlon space. So he really helped me learn about triathlon, learn about myself, and build up those initial capabilities to tackle on, Olympic distance all the way up into the full Ironman distance, which I completed my second year in the sport. So we went with that model for a few years before moving to more of a hybrid type of model where he would create the weekly or monthly schedule frame type of workouts. Then I would go in and actually make up the actual workouts themselves. We had a lot of success that way. I actually got to 70.3 World Championships with that model. And then when I finally moved to Tucson almost 3 years ago now, I kind of went into a self-coaching model where I just kind of took up all the information that I've learned about triathlon, how to plan training, what's worked for me in the past, and kind of just went full on and created my own schedule, which I got quite a bit of success that way as well before I got injured. This past year, a few months ago, I tried Triathlon, which is a training platform. And I tried that basic subscription where you kind of put in your goals and what you're doing, and it kind of spits out a plan for you based on a specific race. The only issue with that is it wasn't adapting to me personally. So for example, I wasn't really able to run at the time. I was really looking to do like 2 days a week, kind of like a run walk to a light brisk jog. And what it was telling me to do was, these hour-long tempo type of workouts, which I just wasn't capable of doing. And when I reached out to the admins, basically the response I got was, if that's what you're looking for, then you need to update to like a one-on-one coaching type of platform. So I thought, instead of doing something like that, what if I just took everything that I've learned so far over the last 8 years and I teamed up with a AI program like ChatGPT? And the goal was never to replace a coach, because I think coaches are invaluable and they can just provide a lot that a computer can't, but use it as a tool that I can shape into something that is completely customized and suitable to me and what my needs are. So this is really just kind of a fun kind of experiment that I'm doing to really see what the capabilities of AI are and how they can kind of change this current endurance landscape. So let me show you exactly how I'm using ChatGPT to plan my training and how it's been helping me so far. So I started by giving it my target race. Right now it's actually going to be 70.3 Calgary. And then I gave it everything it needed to know. So I let it know what my target finish goal is, what my current weekly training volume was at the time. So I just finished 70.3 St. George. Any kind of upcoming travel, races, anything that's going on, when I prefer to do my long training days, what kind of swim access I have. So I live in the middle of the desert here in Tucson, so basically I only have a pool. And then gave it my recent injuries and physical therapy and what I've been doing for those. So it already knew all about periodization in triathlon training, which was great. I didn't know if it was going to actually know that or not. So it already had these bullet points here of exactly what is going to be happening in the training that's coming up. And then also asked me if I wanted to stick with the 10 hours per week that I was doing before I did 70.3 at St. George. So I gave it all that information, told it about my histories, and then it went ahead and built out the training phases for me. So my recovery phase, which was immediately after 70.3 St. George, the base phase, building, my travel that I'm going to be doing in the end of June, the second part of the build, taper, and then race. It also gave me a breakdown of what kind of workouts I'm going to be doing for what days of the week. As you can see here, it went ahead and added a brick run to Saturdays. I then went ahead and told it that I wanted to not do any kind of brick workouts in the first build phase, just because I wanted to focus on injury prevention. And from there, it just gave me a calendar, so to speak, of exactly what kind of workouts I'm going to be doing, what day of the week, based on the calendar. So you can see it's actually pretty detailed. So it takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. Again, I went through and read through all these just to kind of make sure that it made sense to me. Later on, I actually went in through the strength training and looked at that as well as the PT. So I've had to adapt it more since I have such an imbalancement that I'm going to be doing a lot of isometric exercises in my legs. And then from here, I went into Final Surge, which is kind of like Training Peaks, and that's how I am tracking my triathlon training. So here you can see my training calendar. I'm finishing up the build phase right now. But all these workouts are, so to speak, imported from ChatGPT. So I had to manually go in and put all these in, but I took everything that ChatGPT gave me and I uploaded them or imported them here. So if I go through here, I'm going to open up my workout builder, and then you can see exactly what I did here. And this is all directly from ChatGPT. I just manually went ahead and put it in here. And so I have my whole calendar built out. All my completed activities for the week are over here, so it's tracking exactly how much I'm doing. And here we are. Today is June 5th. So you can see I'm finishing up this build phase here. And all these here, I can, with Final Surge, actually send them straight to my Garmin computer. So I use Garmin to watch my runs, Garmin bike computer for my bike workouts. And then I actually use Form goggles for my swim workouts. So nothing directly translates to the old version of the Form goggles, which is what I have. So I mainly put those in there as well. But as I execute them, I can upload them on the back end and track them all that way through Final Surge. So what's next? So 70.3 St. George is in the books, but I still have a lot of work to do before 70.3 Calgary. Besides training and executing training, my biggest focus right now is going to be on nutrition. So while I was injured and unable to exercise, I gained a considerable amount of weight, most of it being body fat. I actually just recently got a DEXA scan done. I think my body fat percentage is like at 23%, which for an athlete is not good. So I'm going to be using AI, specifically ChatGPT, to really help dial in my nutrition, helping me get lean and build muscle, stay fit, and prevent injury, kind of all at the same time. So in my next video, I'm going to break down exactly how I'm using ChatGPT to accomplish those goals and create a comprehensive meal plan that gives me enough fuel to train and recover, but also help me kind of drop the body fat as I go into this training phase going into 70.3 Calgary. I don't have a specific weight in mind for how much you need to lose. I think that's kind of an unsafe way to kind of think about weight loss, especially in terms of training as an athlete, because I really need to focus on fueling to get my workouts done and also recover, but having that balance of what exactly am I eating and how much of it am I eating to still kind of get in a healthy caloric deficit in order to kind of help drop the body fat rather than just focus on pounds lost. So if you're curious how AI can actually work for endurance athletes and not just spit out cookie cutter plans, you're in the right place. So subscribe here for deeper breakdowns of exactly how I'm training, dialing in my nutrition and preparing for 70.3 Calgary and the road to Ironman Arizona. And follow along on Instagram. I'll have some quick tips and tricks and different training footage as I go through the journey as well.